I received a significant monetary donation from somebody I'd never met before. We'll call him Bill. And I sent him a thank you message, and he writes back, "You are most welcome. May I write to you?" And I said, "You just did. What do you mean?" That probably wasn't very nice. In any event, so Bill writes back, "Hi Guy, though we have never met, I feel as though I know you, having watched almost every video you have ever posted on YouTube. I started following you in 2016. Not only have I followed you, but I have read many of the reports you referenced and all the videos you posted before 2016. I've also read everything on Sam Carana's website, Arctic News, and watched everything I could find on the internet about climate change, and have concluded you and he are the only persons telling the truth, plain and simple, without apology. I am fortunate to be 10 years older than you, and thereby have even more history to witness the changes in our world in every way. I started to worry in the early 1970s after reading Alvin Toffler's Future Shock that the world in the 21st century would be bleak. I decided then and there to never have children, because how could I explain to them that I knowingly brought them into a world destined for ruin? It turns out I am also gay, but hadn't acknowledged it yet, which made not having kids easy, but it did not affect how I feel about the future. Growing up poor in the rural South in the 1950s and 1960s was hard. Gay people disappeared or were beaten, which did not help my coming out. Once I finished undergraduate school at Georgia Tech and an honors program in Germany, I moved to California so I could finally be my honest self. I only share this because I know how it feels to have people say disparaging things about you without justification. You have certainly suffered more than most in that regard, just because you were bold enough to tell the truth about abrupt climate change and NTHE. It's near-term human extinction. I never apologized for being gay and faced discrimination and worse, but never backed down. I helped open doors for others like me in the business world in the 1980s, when being gay was still considered a liability and discrimination was rampant. You changed my life with your message to live with urgency and integrity, and my husband and I have done some things we might have postponed otherwise. I discussed the climate fiasco with him infrequently because he cannot deal with it emotionally. In the past, I have brought up the topic with many friends, all of whom are well-educated, liberal, and affluent, but they also don't want to know the truth, despite the evidence. The quickest way to be taken off the dinner party circuit is to bring up climate change. No one likes a Debbie Downer. Don't I know it? Is it better to know than not know? I opt for the former, though it doesn't make the knowledge any easier to bear. I have gone through all the stages of grief, and as an avid birder, have watched firsthand as the nearby Salton Sea went from troubled to dead. Where I once saw thousands of birds 15 years ago, now there are few to none. This is a perfect example of what happens when habitat is lost. So this is a long-winded thank you for and acknowledgement of your unwavering courage and fortitude to tell the truth regardless of the consequences. I have commented many times on various YouTube videos, quote, "Guy McPherson will be vindicated," end quote, and I'm annoyed at how you are vilified by many experts in climate science. Finally, a question. How many are there of us who know what is happening? A few thousand? A million? Knowing we can't change the future, we are planning for it with a couple of exit strategies, none of which are appealing, but should accomplish what needs to be done when the time comes. My husband and I often think humans could have done better. In the meantime, we are living with urgency, love, and compassion as best we can. We are grateful for our lives and all that we have accomplished, despite some amazing odds. Peace and love, Bill. And I responded, I quoted his line there at the bottom, how many are there of us who know what is happening? A few thousand? A million? In my response, I suspect it's several thousand, perhaps as many as 20,000. It could be many more. I'm very upset that my removal from public service stopped my ability to inform others. C'est la vie. Thank you for your positive message. As you probably know, it's a rare treat. Wishing you well, Guy. And when I say I suspect it's several thousand, perhaps as many as 20,000, it could be many more. What I mean is it could have been many more had not people who talk about this important issue been removed, basically, from public service. So this is a positive message, the likes of which I rarely receive, and that's why I wore this yellow shirt to honor my deceased dad. This was his favorite color. At the age of extinction, only love remains.